everyone, this is Joshua. I'm going to be continuing my 2022 catch-up reviews. A review of The Woman King. This was directed by Gina Prince Bythewood from a story by Maria Bello, stars Viola Davis, Thuso Midhu, John Boyega, Lashana Lynch, Sheila Atim, and Hero Finds Tiffin. And this is based on actual events. So, in this movie, we follow Agia, the all-female warrior unit that protected the West African kingdom in Dahomey during the 17th and 19th centuries. Set in the 1820s, a female general warrior named Nanisca trains the next generation of recruits to fight against a foreign enemy that's determined to destroy their way of life. This movie has been met with some very high praise, and this movie has been met with some controversy for its historical accuracy. But when it comes to this movie, I was looking forward to it. I had no curiosity on what this was going to be. The trailers, at first, I was curious, but I wasn't curious, like high curious. But I am a fan of historical epics, and black cinema, especially with historical epics, I felt like this could be something. You had Viola Davis doing this, and then you had Gina Prince Bythewood, who we know as a director from The Secret Life of Bees and The Old Guard and Disappearing Acts, Beyond the Lights, and the most famous one, Love and Basketball. So this had some intrigue to me. And then I saw it back in September, and I have to say, this is another one of my favorite films of the year. Now, it's not the most historically accurate movie, like with Titanic, so you have to know who you are going into this. Because if you go in expecting everything to be historical accurate, then this is not going to be that type of movie. But I will say this is definitely one of the best films I've had the pleasure of watching all year. And starting off with why I think that way is because of Gina Bythewood's direction. She carries this direction. She has to tell a story that's based on real events. And I think that she pulls it off very well here. It does feel like at times, a few times, where it feels like a usual summer blockbuster. But at the same time, I felt like Gina Prince Bythewood, she was bringing in some of her own flavor, some of her own individuality. And I definitely felt that in the performance, and I thought that she really brought it in terms of that. You could tell that this is something very interesting. It's something that they put a lot of passion into, and while I said before, it's not the most historically accurate movie out there, it is a movie that definitely earns itself into what it's trying to do, and for that, you definitely see a lot of what this movie has to offer. And it definitely knew what it wanted to be, and I was just very much enthralled from beginning to end. Cinematography wise, this is a gorgeously shot movie. Damn. One of the best looking movies of 2022. Damn. Like the color palettes, the camera angles, you feel all of that into this movie. It is awesome, and you definitely see how that cinematography is. And the cinematography is just so beautiful. And there's a lot of camera moments that just, I'm like, wow, this is visually striking, visually beautiful. And the moments with the battle sequences, they have a visual eye for spectacle. It lingers on certain characters to get their signature moment in the sequence while sweeping the cameras around to give them their perspective of the battle. And I love that. The cinematography is excellent. It's so beautiful in this movie. Also, the characters are very well written here. They're not, some characters get fleshed out more than others, but I think that all of the characters in this movie did a very good job. and all the performances were very good. Viola Davis commands once again. There is a reason why she is an Academy Award nominated actress as Nanisca. She is very good here. Thuso Mbidu as Nabi was fantastic. Lashana Lynch, I know some people is not gonna look at this and be like, really, but hear me out. She was good in No Time to Die, and I liked her in Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Sue me. She's a good actress. She's not the worst thing that has happened to y'all, so y'all people need to calm down. She was good in this movie. I also loved Sheila Atem in this movie. She was very good. I know her from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and I know her from that movie. She was very good in that movie as well. John Boyega, good actor. It's not his fault for what happened with his character in episodes 7 through 9, but he's good here once again. I like him. He's very awesome in the movie for the little he's able to do in this, but he plays a big part into this. And I'm actually surprised to say that I enjoyed Hero Finds Tiffin in a movie, because if you guys have been watching my after reviews, I have constantly criticized this guy for the character of Hardin. I thought his performance and his acting, I could not stand the character of Hardin Scott in those movies. One of the most infuriating ass characters I've ever seen in cinema history. But him in this movie, he's really good here. He has a lot more to do as Santo Ferreira. He's pretty damn solid. He will surprise the hell out of me. And Hero Finds Tiffin, do more shit like this. Stay away from After. Just putting that out there. So the acting is very good in this movie. Musical score by Terrence Blanchard and the editing. This movie is really well done in terms of the score and the production design, the costume design. And despite this movie being PG-13, it is very brutal and exhilarating as you would hope it would be. And it is a nice historical epic. And it feels great to have a historical epic, because we don't get historical epics anymore. When was the last time we ever got a awesome historical epic like this? So I think for that is nice to see something like this. And it never has to once preach an agenda for most people in that woke crowd who's gonna say that. To me, I don't think so. As far as issues goes, I will say it's a little too long here. Just a little bit, like 10 minutes. Just by 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. But it feels good that the director did get her say, Gina Bythewood. It's long, but it feels like Black Panther long, where I'm just sitting there, I am not bored watching this movie. Also, there is some historical inaccuracies, I will give you that. Not everything is going to be historically accurate, but if you go in expecting historical accuracy, you're going to walk away feeling disappointed. When you're making a movie like this, you can still be accurate, but there's also some changes you will have to make for film reasons. You have to know that when you're making a movie based on historical events. It can be a little conventional and mainstream at times as well. There are some times where it kind of feels like it's going your usual action movie mode, and there's a romantic subplot here that is, while it's nice to see, it does feel a little tacked on and not necessary to the story whatsoever. But I can easily forgive all of those aspects because it definitely does carry what it set out to do, and for that I do have to give credit to where credit is due, and they did do the best they can with this. Yes, like I said, I don't expect everything to be historically accurate, but just if you can entertain me then you did your job. Titanic entertained me, and I'll be re-reviewing that one soon. And that's not the most historically accurate movie out there either. But for this, I can say that they did do the best they can here. So I definitely walk away knowing what this is gonna be. So overall, The Woman King is one of my favorite films of the year. It's exciting, it's exhilarating, it's brutal, the battle scenes are great, the direction is great, I was engaged with the story. Viola Davis and the rest of the cast is very strong in this movie. This is a very good movie that I will pleasantly go back and watch again. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Is it the most historical movie out there in terms of accuracy? No, but that's just something you gotta expect. But ultimately, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a better than Vampire Academy, almost close to Spider-Verse. Well, that's gonna do it for the video that you just watched. I will have my channel here, so you would like to see anything here, click the channel icon, subscribe for more. I will also leave a video and maybe a playlist here, so in case you want to see what I'm about. As always, stay Epictasticness, join the Epictasticness, and you guys